the 2030 EPC shit show. Today I'm joined by Nicol Nightingale, who is a letting agent in Leicester, a former regional rep for Arla. Thanks for joining me today, Nicol. EPC's 2030 up to a C grade. MEES. I mean, come on.
It has been a source of frustration for many years, the topic of EPCs. Do I think that it's right that we're trying to make properties more energy efficient? Yes. The issue that we have had is the fact that a lot of our buildings are only electric.
So you manage for you've gone from owning your own letting agent and
Yeah.
now you work for someone just like one landlord with a large portfolio.
Yes, so my former business partner has a portfolio. The family have a portfolio of 71 properties split across 6 blocks and then one house. And some of those blocks have gas and some of them are electric only. Up to now, the EPC ratings for the ones that are electric only have been lower than the ones with the gas supply. And for years, we've been told that there will be some changes being made to the way the EPCs are calculated. We've been waiting, well, the whole time I've been in the industry, 17 years, we've been waiting to find out about those changes. We still don't know. However, I was at an event with Leicester City Council last week, and there was a speaker there from Gareth from a company called Talk Green, and he was saying that that is imminent and that the changes to the EPCs are going to favour electric over gas. You'd think, well, that would be good for us because all these properties that are solely electric, that are Ds and Es, we might now be able to get up to Cs. One thing it did make me concerned about, though, is all of those that we've spent money on over the last few years putting gas boilers in, are they now going to drop? We've spent money getting those up to a C. What impact will the changes have on those?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but if you can get an up to date on the old method before they switch it over, that'll last 10 years.
That's what we think, that's what we expect. I never really trust anything until we see it in
practice. That's going to be a get out of jail card for some, isn't it? Okay, it's pushing it, it's kicking it down the line.
Exactly.
But it's giving you 10 years, isn't it?
What concerns me again, with we don't know because it's all hearsay, is the fact that they're looking at increasing the maximum spend per property, not per landlord, per property, from 3,500 to up to 15,000.
So a couple of years ago, you had to make it up to an E, if memory serves it well. But if it costs more than 3.5 grand, you have to spend the 3.5 grand, but no more.
And then you could apply for an exemption.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think this time they'll fudge it up to a C, but you reckon it will be up to 15 grand.
Yeah. So what we're expecting is that from 2028, all new tenancies will have to be a minimum of a C. And from 2030, it will be across the board. So any existing tenancies that you've got that are an E or a D, they'll be okay until 2030. But at that point, they're looking at increasing it to £15,000 per property. So if you've got a landlord like mine who owns 71 properties, that's an awful lot of money to find just on EPC improvements. And at the moment, we can't plan properly for that because we don't know what changes are
There's no point spending the money now if it's not going the right direction. But I think I think a vital date is when, if they are going to change the criteria of how an EPC is going to be calculated, there will be a time. And I think a big one that a lot of people are saying is when that criteria comes in, you've almost got to get an EPC person in, not to do an EPC, but to actually say, what would it be on the old, what would it be on the old method? What would it be on the new one? And it might be worth you getting an old one.
And there will be a lot of businesses out there who are going to specialise in this once those changes have been made, and they will literally be able to go out and just do a lot of time a desktop assessment and just re-input the data into the new software and then tell you what it would be. They will then also be able to give you recommendations about how you can how you can make the improvements. But it's going to be a big task for a lot of landlords and a lot of agents.
Might be worth being an EPC person again, do you think?
I don't think I'd want the job. I think it's going to be very hectic. And obviously, we've talked previously about that work-life balance. So that wouldn't be for me right now, but I think there's money to be made there, surely.
Thank you for your time today, Nicole. Just for the benefit of everyone, we're filming this in May 2025. So if you're watching this afterwards, please do check if the legislation has changed.